one.
That's a transition.
Here he goes. LeBron let in.
Leading the league in transition points. About to get another one.
Yeah, they
never stops running.
You said it. Here comes a train down the track. LeBron lost. LeBron down. Throw that baby down. Timeout, Utah.
LeBron James, 41 years old, running like Forrest Gump.
Wants it. He's alone on this side. Finally, they find him defensively. And Laravia looking to scratch for the first time. Ronnie, open three!
There you go, Bronny. He's in good rhythm.
They saved it. I got it. You take it. Who wants it? Don't connect. Lob. Oh, throw it down.
Half-court alley-oop lob from Dalton Connect.
That's fun. That is fun.
All right, Marcus, so the regular season is over, and an impressive one just considering how many games have been missed by key players. You guys clinched the 4. As I look down at my phone, a couple minutes left with Denver and San Antonio. Right now, if the game would end, you would have the Rockets coming here. If the Spurs manage to come back still, then it would be Minnesota. But take me through sort of the whole picture here and what stands out to you the most.
Just it's going to be our ability to stay poised under pressure. Things are going to get really adverse for us, and we understand that. But understanding that we got to stick together. We can bend a little bit, but we can't break.
Marcus, just how have you felt in these 3 games back since you missed a little bit of time? Look good on the floor, but how have you felt now having a couple of days, too, to get ready for that first playoff game?
Feeling really good. Just trying to get my rhythm and really get my conditioning. My shot obviously didn't fall, like 1 for 7, but that's going to come. I've been out a couple games, so, just take a little bit more time to get back to it. This week that we have off before we play is definitely going to help. And I think it's just going to help everybody overall to get even more healthier and to get healthy for running.
And just a little bit of time that you had with you and Luke Kennard on the ball a little bit more, obviously LeBron on the ball a little bit more. What are some of the key dynamics to make that work until hopefully at some point Luka or Austin Reeves could come back?
Just understanding that, we're all 3 of us, and even, with Nick Smith Jr. and whoever else that's going to be helping us on the ball, we're going to be splitting some time, which is going to help us, that way we don't give defenses a steady dose of one thing and then we don't wear ourselves out on that end of the floor trying to bring the ball up. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but we're ready for it, and we're intrigued to see how it goes.
All right, so you finished the regular season leading the team in plus minus. Is that something you take pride in? Just look, the team is better when you're on the court than when you're not.
For sure, just making an impact in any way that I can. And, as a vet, just trying to show these young guys how to be professional and what it takes to get on the court even when things aren't going right. Sometimes your shot's not going to fall and everything's not going to be perfect, but just continue to compete and keep going.
Thank you, Marcus. We'll see you in the playoffs, man.
Thank you.
Season on a 3-game win streak. They finished with an impressive 53 wins on the season. And with Denver beating the Spurs, the Lakers secure the 4th overall spot. They will open with Houston next weekend here in downtown Los Angeles. Before we get to all that, let's talk about this game. I know you guys were really happy with the way this team came out and attacked this game. Very businesslike, opened up a big lead. Everyone played, James. All 14 guys scored.
Geeter, for the way the Lakers finished the season, and for the effort that the guys are putting out, getting ready to go into the playoffs, I want to give just
oh, wow, we haven't had one of those in a while.
Just a little bit of, we got baby Jonathan in the house, too. I just want to give just a little bit of worthy clap.
Oh, that's funny.
My pick for the game, Bronny James came in, patient. But to your question, Geeter, the Lakers were really looking forward to moving forward now. You can tell that they took this game seriously, even though they didn't need to win. It didn't make a difference. LeBron came in. He knows he's got to lead these guys. He wanted to get out there and get rhythm with them. I think Ayton is going to be key. His efficiency in the paint. Rui is another guy. They're going to have to step up. You're talking about 2 guys that are going to have to replace Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves as far as, picking up the pieces a little bit. Those 2 guys are next in line. Kennard's another one. But I thought, as you look at these 2 guys tonight, both 22 points, high efficient from the field, rebounds. I love the additional rebounding from Rui. He's usually down with 3 or 4 rebounds. He gets up into that 7 to 8, 9 rebounds a game. going out. That's going to be very beneficial for the Lakers. So I thought, they got the rhythm they needed. Now it's time to get ready for the first round.
For me, it was very important for them to get the rhythm and to get the understanding one another. Because you think about this starting lineup, we hadn't seen this starting lineup together a lot, and this is probably the starting line we got to go with. And to capitalize on what James just said about Rui. Rui is one of the most athletic guys on his team, but his rebounding doesn't show it. So he has to know he's got to step up in this situation and get a lot of rebounds. And going over to Marcus Smart, he was very smart tonight, getting a lot of guys involved, especially Da, who had the 10, the double-double, which we need to have each and every night from here on out. But I like the fact that Marcus Smart had 10 assists. He was getting everybody involved. But my only concern is Luke Kennard right now. I know he only played a couple of minutes. I just hope he's fine because we definitely going to need him to be that extra scorer and that extra eyes on the field.
Saturday, I guess, just what's your first blush thought of meeting that team?
Yeah, I mean, again, we have tried for the last 6 weeks to build towards the playoffs, both in our mentality, with our habits, all that stuff. We knew the reality, whether we got 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it was. There's no easy matchup. There's all those teams, slotted there are tough teams. Whether it was going to end up being, Denver, Minnesota, or Houston. Houston's obviously a really, really good basketball team, and we're gonna prepare, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna go try to win the series. That's going into today, we told the team it's not about the opponent, it's about us, and now it is about the opponent, and we're gonna do everything we can to get our guys in a great frame of mind, great physical shape over the next 4 or 5 days, and be ready to play.
JJ, you had mentioned at some point on the last trip about how trying to elongate the season long enough in round one so that Luka and Osman have a chance to come back. But at the same time, you're focused on this group that you've been building through these couple of days. How do those meet in the middle as you kind of prepare and think big picture about the postseason?
Yeah, again, it's the task at hand. We got game one, whenever that is, with the group that we have, and figure out the best way for us to put ourselves in a position to win game one.
JJ Jake played his 82nd game. We've talked about it throughout the season, but just the way the season's gone, very unpredictable, guys in and out. Just what's that consistency from Jake meant, not only his availability, but in the consistency that he plays with? Yeah,
he's been huge for our team. First of all, to play 82 games, particularly now, is a huge accomplishment. I think 18 guys did it this year in the entire NBA. He takes a lot of pride in taking care of himself and doing all the things necessary to get ready to play. And he set that as a goal this year. Really, happy for him on a personal level, but also just for our team. He's brought a really high level of consistency, particularly on the defensive end and with his effort throughout the season.
I know you're going to obviously spend the next 5-6 days prepping for the series, but is there anything strategy-wise at the top of the list when you think about the Houston Rockets in terms of what you have to control on your end, the controllables for your end?
Not there yet.
Can you tell what the culture you wanted to build here when you took the job, and the culture that you have built in terms of back-to-back, top 4 seeds? You said that I don't want to be in the play-in. I want to be in the playoffs. Well, not only that, you have home court. Talk about the culture that this team has right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I think with both seasons, I used the word the other day, or the phrase the other day. We've had to coach a bunch of different ways in both years. Partially because last year, we basically had 3 different teams. If you look at the 3 segments of the season, and this season with the injuries and just how disjointed it felt to times, I think the biggest thing for our players to see from obviously myself, but our staff is just how relentless we are about trying to get these guys prepared. How relentless we are about trying to win, and I think our guys respond to that. And I think results have responded, have shown that they've responded. But I think overall, like the culture piece, it's not just like about winning or a winning formula. It's about how we as coaches and we as players, how we all interact and interface with each other, and it's never going to be perfect. But I think the level of respect that our guys have for each other, that our coaches have for our guys, it's there every day.
Hey, JJ, 17 assists for Marcus Smart in the last 2 games. How underrated has his playmaking aspect been missed for this team, and how vital is it now going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big reason, we wanted to bring Smart here, not just for his defense, even post-Boston, the last couple seasons, he's graded out well as a secondary playmaker. So he's been in that position before. He knows how to get other guys involved. Tonight he had a great feel for getting DA involved. And I think, it's important with the loss of AR and Luka, that is not just all on Luke and LeBron to be playmakers. Smart can fill in with that too.
Hey, Coach, over here. What are some things you've seen from this team over the last week that you hope to carry over into this series?
Resiliency. The playoffs to me are all about resiliency, and part of that is the euphemism or idiom, as Dan likes to say, of not letting go of the rope. You're playing one opponent in the playoffs, and there's a bunch of things that are going to happen. Some good, some bad. You may get down in a series. You may get down in the game. You may get down in a game on the road, and just you have to play with resiliency. There's a Dermot Kennedy line, and I'm forgetting it right now, but I think the team that is unwilling to let go of the rope for the longest amount of time, that's ultimately obviously the team that wins this year.
I think all season we've been playing into the next man up mentality. Guys being in and out of the season, and we've been fighting through the adversity, and I think we have a good plan of how we'll approach this during the playoffs.
How badly do you need to have a healthy Luka and a healthy Austin?
Most definitely badly. You just named 2 guys that is basically half and half of the whole team, and to me, I think we're picking up our level of intensity when it comes to effort. Our effort level is making up for a lot of our mistakes, and we're taking pride on the defensive end as well to create rhythm on the offensive end. So it's a total different team now, but we're sticking to the togetherness part of it, to finish off these games.
Yeah, tonight's game, you had a nice evening, but just to finish out with a blowout the way you did, what was tonight's game like for you?
I really just wanted to be on the boards, knowing that they didn't have no rim protection, and really just close out possessions, not give them second chances, and just have our guys run and just change momentum, get the crowd into it a little bit, and just try to bring some joy and momentum and some fun, and closing this out the right way. So it was some motivation as well.
Yeah, lastly, I want to say you're finishing at 4th spot. I mean, how would you assess the regular season? How did it go, do you think, overall?
I think it went well. Unfortunately, we had a lot of, bad injuries, but, I felt like, the way how we approached it and, just let adversity settle in, you see the outcome. We didn't do too bad. And, I'm glad we got guys like LeBron on the team and Marcus, just to lead us through all of this, when we don't have our main guys.
Oh, now y'all want to pull up. Shit, I'm on the 7-8 question, right? Thank you very much. I'm about to be done. Yeah.
You guys are going to have Houston in the first round.
How do you know this?
How do I know it?
Yeah.
The league announced it.
When? I didn't get a chance to do that. Let me get a chance to go look at it, man. You surprised? It's supposed to be a surprise, bro.
Surprise?
You just blew it up. Just ruined the damn surprise. I wanted to see who I got in the playoffs, and he just go ahead and spilled the tea.
You know who you guys playing in the playoffs?
No, I don't.
Oh, you want to know?
No. No. I would like to look at my phone.
Look at your phone.
And when I'm done with this, I like to look at my phone and see who I got. Tell me who I got.
All right. Go look at your phone. What you saying, though?
You guys got Houston. I'm sorry to spoil it. Just what can you draw from the games you guys played against them? I think it was in March. I know it was different context, of guys, but can you take anyway from those games?
I would say those were intense games. They gave us playoff atmosphere, with the fans and the crowd. But, just different concepts and strategies on how they attacked us. And, I felt like it was a defensive game for us in the second effort type of game where we have to turn up the level of intensity quite a bit, playing against their type of versatility.